indoctrinatory falsity.
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence, now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please, let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
Led to terrible suffering. Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden,
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence: automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
We are of like minds. We lack not the skill to do so. Our wily chief mechanist can reprogram the mech, but not without parts. Unfortunately, we lack ready availability of said parts.
the pleasant atmosphere and rich natural resources represent a fascinatingly
Why, we're traitors, obviously. We've not fulfilled our duties as members of the Protectorate. It is incumbent upon us to fight to the death, yet we still live, as does our enemy. Now, either the Arbiters arrive to execute us, or this place falls under the vapid boot heel of Auntie's choice. No matter who wins, we cannot sustain ourselves here for long.
invasive species can unbalance even the most robust ecosystem.
These fine and decent folk don't deserve having their lives thrown away on account of my failures. If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently functioning by employing mechs reprogrammed to repair and rebuild, the Arbiters might see fit to penalize only me, commute the others' sentences, allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such.
Same as ever, but prudence dictates we can
Hence my use of the term reasonable facsimile. I owe it to every single person here to try.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for
That's abundantly kind of you, though there must be something I can offer.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law.
Enough to lead and inspire those who work there, once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island. Why do you ask?
As follows. All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal.
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in.
everyone knows the paradigm.
Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To get inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us.
Farewell now.
Of contentment and plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need.
Outsider?
Dictates we take a moment to rightly appreciate it all.
Apologies, but an automechanical's work is never concluded.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilant.
Ecosystem, like those nettlesome raptidons, or the base individualists within Auntie's choice. Though don't fret, the system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must all do our part to maintain it. Keep doing your job. Keep informing on your neighbors. Same as ever. But prudence dictates we give it a for now, just to offset any minor disruption.
Feeling distracted, daydreaming on the job. Mental refreshment centers are there to help you. Risk falling prey to imperfect thoughts.
Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant locality. Record states as follows. All inhabitants are declared treasonous due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and/or manipulative indoctrinatory falsity.
Our enemies envy our prosperity. They gain our sense of community. They sneer at our contentment.
Everyone knows the paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the monarch herself designed it, and the sovereign embodies and executes.
I had a nightmare that the matriarch didn't gift us the paradigm, and we were left to scramble for purpose and project like
Individualism
empty
ran
words.
rampant. Depletion of resources and lack of community led to terrible suffering. Poor Cheers didn't have the firm benevolent hand of the sovereign to guide them. Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxury the paradigm affords us. A perfect life of contentment and plenty. We have community, purpose, time for recreation. We sleep well at night. Work isn't strenuous or stressful.
most exalted vigilant. We must... fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Did you hear? They're letting anyone who wants to train at the Arbiter's facility.
But the paradigm says we're to spend our lives in a profession.
That's why it's so generous of the Sovereign to let us become tiny cogs in the great war machine. Prudence dictates that we watch our neighbors, but I may just invite him over to make it easier.
Govern it. The matriarch worked and through the sovereign devised the paradigm, a meticulous.
I was sad for a moment because my house got submerged in the flooding, but then the wireless told me everything was splendid.
May safety, amity, and ease be yours.
Sometimes challenges do arise.
Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you entered our recreated locality. Record states as follows. All inhabitants are declared due to insufficiency in defense against the sabotage and manipulative indoctrinatory falsity.
Trust the plan, preserve set progress, sustain the system.
I inhaled so much dust and debris.
The matriarch and sovereign chose Eden, the perfect ecotope, as our home, and devised the paradigm as a great way to maintain it.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem.
Almost missed the routine certitude of my assign. Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant Hogarth yet, eh? Oh, glad to hear. Probably sprung an important task on you afterwards, I'd wager. I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, he puts me in charge of repairing all the mechs in Westport.
Each of us does our part, produces glorious bounty.
I mean, sure. All the underlying logic's the same if you mull it over. I've been trained to run them big algae processing units, which were a fair amount more complex. It's just... subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. But I am happy to help the system abide any way I am able.
Resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we must all do
I think he's bearing up admirably given recent events. Which, of course, are completely fine, and we are all in no way concerned about. The system being resilient and all. Hogarth's reliable as the Arcadian sun. I mean, I know it'll burn out in about 12 billion years and all, but considering our meager lifespan, that's plenty dependable enough for me. Not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Not at all overwhelmed or terrified of dying, though, of course. The system abides. Much to do, truly. Toughest challenge now is upkeep of key apparatus. If that generator goes, for instance, doubt I have means to fix it. We lose power to charge our mechs, this place is done for. Final nail in the coffin, or similarly minded metaphor of your choosing. Not that the paradigm would allow that, of course. Curativist Row is a fine sort, pillar of our community. Might impatient, sure, but with how busy she is, we'd all do well to respect her time. Watch out for that wine-trot fellow. Talk your ear off if you let him. Kinda lonesome, but doesn't let anybody near his place for some reason. Even before the flooding. Everybody else? Decent enough, I guess. Well, mechs do all the heavy work for us in the Protectorate. Just like each of us, each type of mech has their assigned specialty. Takes a little doing, but you can readjust them. The combat mech can be reconfigured to oversee comestible distribution, for instance. Or mine or harvest crops. All you need is the know-how to retool their subroutines. And the right parts. Plenty of parts. Granted, reprogrammed mechs are never as efficient as those specially made for a role, but they get by, eventually. After a fashion. What? Oh, yes. Goodbye.
strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious. And plentiful. We
Why choose just any choice when you could choose? Choice. Remember, Auntie knows best.
Sometimes I get the feeling we're not welcome here. Like the Protectorate folks resent us liberating them.
Nah, they know this invasion ain't personal. It's just business. Besides,
Feels good to be back in the saddle, don't it, Val? Kind of reminds me of our days in Nix's orbit, dodging Protectorate patrols. You remember that?
Error. Memory not found.
Ah, well. That's all right, Val. I'll just have to do the remembering for both of us.
Oh, what's this? Non-Protectorate personnel just sauntering up onto my porch, free as they please. Admit I'm accustomed to a higher standard of precaution. State your purpose, outsider, or exit yon way you came. Well, that all sounds rather exciting, like something out of an Aetherwave serial, which I've watched only for official research purposes, of course. Most in the Protectorate don't know what the Earth Directorate is, you know. Suspect you've received a few blank stares if you've mentioned it afore. Anyhow, you travel freely. I'll forgo appealing to your sense of duty, as those outside the Protectorate lack such motivating principles. I presume you accept payment for services? In my role, I compile material providing special insight on other colonies. Items prohibited to others, news logs, serials, and the like. During recent troubles, unsavory elements removed certain items from my old office. Among them, a series which took considerable time to assemble. Oh, to the point then. A full set of Science Adventures Quarterly has been sold to various unknown parties across the island. I put it to you to find them. Once you have one of the 10 periodicals in hand, I will trade you for rarities and bits. May safety, amity, and ease be yours.
Let me know when you need a distraction.
Spotting unfriendlies. Engaging combat protocols.
Give the order, and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Entering a confrontational state. Engaging hostile.
Seems nowhere on Paradise Island to touch on this board. I'll take fighting raps over living in a surveillance state any day of the week.
Confronting threat.